some smack. It's Blue Monday. All right, see, Monday. See, I'm getting it. I'm slowly getting that mute version for the boy Sean. So, for the fans who haven't been on here before to watch our last interview, can you please tell folks how to get a hold of you?
How to get in touch with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so the website is Sanders, the number 4, mayor.ca. So
Yeah.
Sanders4mayor.ca.
Yeah.
And actually, if you put the word FOR in there, it'll still get there. And that's
Okay.
from my 2023 campaign.
Yeah.
If you need to call me or text me, you can text me or call me at 647 704 7237. I was so happy to get that number, 647 704 7237.
Yeah.
Because when you add all those numbers up, it comes out to 7.
See,
That's my good
number, eh? The lucky number.
If you want to email me, then it's Lyall, Lyall, and that's my first name. Even though most of my friends call me Benny.
I'm a friend, so I get to call him Benny.
There we go. And I'm so glad to have you as my friend.
Thank you so much.
That's why I was so happy to see you when you came to grab me at Pioneer Village.
Thank you.
I was at Pioneer Village this morning handing out flyers. So anyway, so it's Lyall, Lyall, at Sanders4mayor.ca, and you can get me that way as well.
Whoa. Everybody who don't know, I'm already sharing his business on the internet, especially with y'all people on the gram. So shout out to y'all folks on the gram. I see y'all, but I go on my YouTube. I'm just gonna say it that way. Let's get into some good vibes. Well,
I'm very excited to be here this morning.
Wow.
Like I've been since the last time that we got together, which was about 3 weeks ago.
About 3 weeks, yeah. It's been about that.
And I'm so excited, and I was hoping to bring a guest with me, but this morning was a little unusual. I almost thought that I was going to have to just log in and
do the online one. Yeah. It's all good.
The next time that I come, I'm going to bring a very, very nice young lady with me. Her name is Lorna Antby.
Okay.
And she is running to be counselor in the Jane and Finch area.
Shout out to the Jane and Finch community and areas. Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys.
So, yeah, I'm going to bring her with me.
I'm grateful for that.
Other really, really nice people. I'll tell you, being part of this whole process, and I'm meeting so many really, really, very, very nice people who really want this city to be better.
It should be. It should be so much better.
Even this morning when I was handing out the brochures at Pioneer Village, at the subway station,
yeah,
so many people said, you got this, or we want you to make this better, that type of thing, and it was a very good experience this morning. And I'm sorry I wasn't.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Wasn't in the place where.
Don't worry about it. This is why we love live.
It's my fault that we got on here late today.
Nah, there's no blames in this. It's a blue, you know what I mean? Don't worry about it, man. Anything's possible on a live. That's the good thing about it. Anything's possible on a live. But it's been such a good morning already, and I hate to get into it. But hey, Billy Bishop Airport, okay? Let's just get this out the way. I do not support anybody's dumbass trying to do any sort of construction that ain't trying to help the original people on the actual island and the animals and that stuff there. Like, no, you cannot have a big giant jets making noise on the our side. No, we don't even have a skyline no more, Benny. Like, I cry about it sometimes when I see some of the newer photos compared to our older photos. We don't have a skyline no more, man. Just a bunch of condos. And
well, we did a video there a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
and a lot of people are tuning in, and the funny thing is, there's this very select group that feels that the only thing that they should do is log on to diss me about things. And the funny thing,
Lord,
it's this, they'll say the same thing over and over again when I've already explained it. So
yeah,
so let me explain this.
Okay.
The whole thing with Billy Bishop, much of it is the fact that it's not necessary to do.
Yeah,
it really isn't.
Big facts.
It's like, oh well, we want to have jets be able to come into downtown Toronto. I don't think that for the majority of the taxpayers who are going to pay for this, I don't think very many of them will
Uh,
ever use that. And
Nobody
it's
wants that.
not that difficult to get to Pearson Airport. As a
Exactly.
matter of fact, the up train is fun to go on. And if you have to go all the way downtown, it's not that much difference to go up to the airport, and it's really nice up there. But I got to tell you something. One of the things, and my friend Anthony Carr, he's
Yeah.
the world's most documented psychic, and I want to get into something about him later.
Yeah.
You can check him out at anthonycarrpsychic.com and see what he has to say about the Billy Bishop Airport. And this guy, he's predicting that if in fact the airport gets built that way,
Yeah.
that there's going to be some serious stuff that's going to happen there. And he's actually predicting, and he's very good at what he talks about. He's predicting a plane crash there. You know,
Oh yeah.
when you have something like that happen,
Oh
which
yeah.
is dreadful, and it doesn't happen very often, when it's way out in the middle of a field, away from everything, at least it's possible for them to
Containment.
contain it. And
Yeah.
how is that going to be able to be contained at the island airport that's right beside basically the road and everything?
I don't think anybody in downtown core. Yeah, I'm pointing to you guys. Remember that G20 or G whatever or something when you guys were jogging and the police grabbed y'all thinking that you were like part of the nonsense and y'all got a bunch of bail papers. No, think about it that way with a bunch of YNs running around, and the officers with the big rifles now are going to be running around. Just it doesn't make any sense. I would feel like you would have more of a chance building an airport in so many other places.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't make no sense to me.
And as you said about the noise,
Yeah.
the noise.
Oh yeah.
People
I
go,
was
oh,
saying
it's
that.
noisy downtown. It's not noisy,
Noisy.
on the island.
It is.
The island is peaceful, and it's
It should be a sanctuary, if anything. Like I don't know why it doesn't have sanctuary status. Same thing with High Park. Why doesn't that have sanctuary status? Like what's going on?
Yeah, well, if you get jets going in there, and the island is so quiet and peaceful,
Oh yeah.
it's a place that people can go away from the city
Yeah.
and be on vacation
Yes.
just for the day. It's
Yeah.
such a beautiful
Yeah.
place. It really is. So, and the interesting thing is, Anthony
Yeah.
used to live on the island.
Okay, so he's an originator.
He grew up in Cabbage Town.
Okay, right. Regent Park for y'all guys who don't know. Cabbage Town.
So, and at one point, he moved to his uncle and aunt's place on
Yeah.
the island for 2 years. And I
Wow.
think he was in grade 4, grade 5. So
Okay.
he went to school there. And when we got together the last time, I was
Yeah.
telling you that there used to be a hotel there.
Yeah.
There was a dance hall. It was an entire city.
It was a little community in a community.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the things that Anthony brought up is the fact that if they put this airport there, build the airport bigger, they're going to decimate Little Norway Park.
Oh yeah.
And Little Norway Park is a monument. It's a tribute to the Norwegian pilots that came over.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, came over to Canada, came to Toronto. They practiced from the island airport to prepare, and they went over and gave their lives for the freedom
Yep.
of those people here.
Yep.
They went over and gave their lives, and then now this becomes something that's, oh well, it's okay, we can trash it. And I know what's going to happen. Oh well, we'll try to save some little part of it, or we'll move it to some other place or whatever.
Just move the airport.
There's this big rock that's in the park.
Yeah.
That was brought from Norway.
Yeah.
Specifically, that's in there. So we visited the park. There's a little piece of that in the video, and right across from the park, and the apartment buildings, there are signs that say "No jets."
Yeah,
No
I've been
jets.
seeing a lot of those signs too.
And there's a totem pole, First Nations
yeah.
totem pole right in the middle. You see that in the video. Go check.
We'll check it out. We'll definitely check it out. But we're both in agreement. No jets, no jets, man. Like Billy Bishop Island, nah, man. This airport shit, I don't know who Mr. Dougie has in his pocket that keeps pushing for it, but I'm a downtown guy now. I didn't even want this casino resort shit that they do in to Ontario place. Like that didn't make no sense to me. Same thing with our science museum. Like, why are we losing all of our good stuff? Why aren't they getting cleaned up and restored or something? Like, what did I just say
Well,
again?
and when you bring up the science center,
Yeah,
I tell people, and when I was in grade 7, grade 8,
yeah,
I almost lived there. I got annual passes. It was not that far from my house. I did walk on a few occasions,
nothing wrong
but
with
I
that.
lived in Leaside, which
Nothing
is
wrong
really,
with
really
that.
close by.
Yeah,
And I spent so much time there and I learned so much. And, and, and it's not just what you learn there, it's that whole
the
view.
presentation, the vibe.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I honestly
exactly.
like. That I
into
did.
into the valley. It's
Yeah,
this beautiful, beautiful. If you've never been there, maybe some people haven't been there. People that are newer to Toronto, and it was, during COVID, it wasn't open, and then they
oh,
shut it down and everything. And
Dougie.
when and I've said, especially in the fall, when you walk across that bridge from the main building,
Yeah,
the big where the entrance, where you walk into the
the
big part,
actual.
and
Yeah,
that is worth the price of admission alone. Looking down into that valley, it's so beautiful. And and for the sake of $20 million to fix three parts of the roof, especially when there are a couple people that said, look, I'll donate $1 million to help pay for it. The architectural firm said, we will redesign it for free. And still it
wow,
was, oh, well, we don't want to spend the $20 million,
wow.
but we're going to spend $1 billion to build one that's not anywhere near as good. No valley, you know, and
Hey,
and Ontario Place is already there.
like,
Why not fix up Ontario Place? It's another place that's notable in Toronto.
let's be real. Our kiddie playground numbers have gone down in the last 20 years. Last 40 years, even more ridiculous. I understand they had to upgrade the playgrounds and everything, but for me, I grew up with the Ontario Place at the end of the school year, Ontario Place for the IMAX when it first got it popping. Yo, why aren't these things educational, submitted into it? In the What does it take? Does it take us as a people to like surround the place and be like, yeah, no, you can't
Chain,
take
chain ourselves,
yeah,
yeah,
like,
chain ourselves in a line around the place to stop
yeah,
it
and
from being
stop it,
wrecked.
because it just doesn't make no sense to me. Like, when I went to the Indy 500 or 700 or whatever, like, that used Ontario Place was part of that whole aesthetic. And I don't know, man, like, you're gonna have to fire a couple people from Tourist Canada. You know what I mean? Heritage Canada. Some of them people got to get fired. Once you become the mayor, you got to get rid of them. Bring some of this young blood in here, some of this new energy, because this doesn't make any
And
sense.
even it's so interesting. Even people I speak to that are much younger than me and remember being able to go to the science center and to
Yeah,
Ontario Place, and they miss it. They miss it. And you know what? I'll tell you. You got to think about this. Young people in Toronto are going to be around here for a lot longer than we are
oh
going to be.
yeah,
And you tear out parts that are close to their hearts,
yeah. That's
and
not good.
and
That's not good.
and the legacy of that hurt is going to last much, much longer than just a, oh, well, look at the new thing that we've got here.
All I know is things break. That's all I know. And if you're young, you're gonna believe to yourself, "Oh, these old people will just replace it, so they'll break it." And I don't blame them now, because we keep taking away from them. We're running out of playgrounds, basketball courts, friendly places to go. And I'm saying this being knowing that, yes, our city is now affected with a drug problem. And I know every parent on the block is going to be like, well, our playgrounds have needles and crackheads and blah, 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 blah. But there's no curing one without fixing the main problem. That's the
Right.
way I look at it.
Absolutely. And you bring up such a good
Yeah,
point. If you give the kids something good to do,
yeah,
and a place to be creative,
yeah,
to be energetic,
yeah,
all of those things. And you know that's part of my policy. I will make sure that not only do we have programs that we're supporting, we're promoting,
yeah.
but we will make sure that people are able to access them.
Uh,
That's the thing. It's not just a matter of having the programs, because there really are some good programs out there,
yep.
but access to it and have kids realize, hey, this is a good thing I can do. We talked about this last time
Yes.
about
Yes.
positive
Positive.
affirmation. If they get
100%.
positive affirmation when they're, you know, younger than teen, then they're
Young
not.
adolescents. We'll just say from the adolescence age.
Yeah,
That'd probably be the best way to teach going forward, because I'm going to say every 9-year old to every 5-year old I know does not see race. They see when someone's hungry. They see the pain in someone's face and they react. I do not feel we need to suppress that in children. And then on top of that, bombard them with, hey, there's nothing to do. You're going to grow up. You're going to look at this blank wall. And if not, you're going to play with this computer.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
and that is the biggest cause, I think, a biggest cause of issue, and in
100%.
later life crime is because kids don't have something that they can do that they can
Yeah,
feel really good about doing.
exactly.
And I mentioned the last time about the fact that if you don't give them that positive affirmation in the younger years, somebody's going to give them affirmation from a place that's negative,
Yep. Yep.
and
Yep.
and then you, oh, look at all the crime. Yeah, well, why weren't we supporting them when they
And
were
the,
younger? You can't just wait.
yeah, till they're 21, 25 and cry about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I 100% agree with you on that one, sir. 100%. Because I'm feeling like my old age now, I get to see folks who say they want change, but they never put a foot forward to the change. That's what's so scary about most of the politicians. Like, it's just scary because it's like, I love what you're campaigning on. I'm gonna vote for you, and then as soon as you get there, you totally forget what you were campaigning on. You know what I mean? You get into the hustle and the muscle. So I feel like we need people to shake it up, like just shake it up, like completely. Bring some young energy up in there and be like, okay, social health care doesn't need to be run by somebody in 60 plus. We need someone who's 25, 35 over there. Oh, justice for the youth and blase with the cops. No, you need someone who's 45, 55, who's probably a grandfather. You need someone over there to go and watch those guys over there and straighten shit up, because there's man, Toronto does not look good in the news. You know, there's so many things I want to complain about. So many things I want to complain about. But overall, there's no reason to complain. I got a guy who's trying to be a mayor here. I need folks to ask him give him ideas to help our city, yo. Like, what the hell? Like, shit. I would say if our bikers, cops, and our walk the beat cops got to know the names, okay? The names of the people in the community that are helping the community, okay? That would help your job a lot more
oh yeah,
than you coming in there guns a blazing. You know what I mean? Our brothers in the South now, I don't know what to say about you guys, because it's like the fact that you guys are going out of the way to protect property over lives, scary as fuck. I'm glad I'm a Canadian.
I'm very very pleased to be Canadian,
Oh
and
my
for
goodness, I'm so
many
happy.
of you know, my family has been here when it was Kanata,
Ah,
you know,
say
the
it.
village,
Yep.
Turtle Island.
Turtle Island,
So
baby.
yeah, we've been here since it was Turtle Island, 30,000 years,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you. So one of the things that has come up in discussion.
Yeah.
When I'm elected, I will be the first Indigenous mayor of our city.
Really?
Yeah,
That is going
first
to be
Indigenous
deep.
mayor, and I've checked it out to make sure to that
Yeah.
I would be the first Indigenous mayor. And the thing is, from that point of view, and it's not that oh everything's going to be about being Indigenous. It's
Yeah.
about community. And I spend some time every week at Council Fire, which is a First Nations community uh, organization,
Yeah.
and they really look after people. And
Mm.
this is, to me, this is what being First Nation is about. It's about community,
100%.
about looking after each other. First
Organic
Nations,
ecosystems. I just learned that whole terminology just 2 days ago.
oh yeah,
Yeah, man. Organic ecosystems. Yeah, that's what they built. That's exactly what natives build. They build for 7 generations ahead. So I'm only thinking 4. I didn't even know you can think 3 more plus. So it's taking up space in my brain. Thinking 7 generations ahead. Like, that's beautiful.
well, and for First Nations people, the key to everything is water. And
100%.
the water has spirit, water has life. And if we didn't have water here, we wouldn't have anything else.
Big
It would be
facts.
just rocks, right?
Yep. True.
There'd be no life here. You know, you need water for the plants, so the plants can feed the animals, and the place for them to swim. Life would not have developed without that water. And so I tell you, when I do my nightly prayers, that's one of the things I always say thankful. I'm thankful for. I say thank you for the water. Thank you for the water, because
you talk to water too. I've been talking to water for the last 2, 3, 4 months now. Yeah, talking to my water. I ain't gonna lie.
well, you know when
Trying to get some affirmations, but I don't have no copper cups. I need to get me a copper cup to make sure it's official. Yeah.
well, when you talk nicely to the water, and they've done experiments with this. You talk nicely to the water.
Yeah.
The structure of the water is evidently different.
Yes, I've heard that. And if you cuss at the water, same thing. Oh yeah, same thing. See, I'm not saying I'm a spiritual person. I'm just slowly trying to understand it from all different sections. The guy who does have nothing, to the guy who has everything, to the woman who has no child, to the woman who has plenty of children. I'm trying to understand it from everybody's standpoint, because right now I want to see the world change before I pass. I want to see the change. I want to see it. I want to see the kids look at each other and be like, ha ha, racism doesn't affect us no more. You guys are old. Get out of here. That's what I want to see.
Let's get started in this. Let's
And
think of it as being sometime in the future. Let's get started at this now, making
making that
things
steps
for
better.
everybody.
Yeah. So, with that being said, the data centers, data centers. Oh my God. Oh, Lord have mercy. Do you feel like we need more of those, Benny?
More of
Data centers.
you're talking about AI.
I'm just talking about
I'll tell you
they're
something.
building a giant thing that sucks up our air and water, and it runs machines. It doesn't help human beings aside from Google, blah, 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 blah. Right?
So and not to get into too much controversy.
No
My
controversy.
background is in IT.
Okay.
I actually taught computer studies.
Okay.
That was one of the first things that I officially taught was computer studies.
Yeah.
I went to CDI for computer maintenance technology. I worked at Hewlett Packard, HP. Some people know it as one and some as the other. I worked at IBM.
Yeah.
I worked at Bell. I worked at CGI. I worked at one of the very large not-for-profits in Toronto, the Learning Enrichment Foundation, which is
shout out
really,
to that.
really wonderful organization. And so I'll tell you, I was fiddling with computers. I was fiddling with computers when I was in grade 7. And in those days, it was punch cards. And the computer took up 3 classrooms in the school. And I explained this to somebody the other day, and he said, "Well, what do you mean that you had computers in 3 classrooms?" No. You could walk through the computer.
Yep.
They took out portions of walls so that it would go from one classroom to the next.
Yeah.
So I've been doing it for a long time. And I remember when I first came upon Google, when the internet you couldn't click on anything, you had to type numbers. 197.168.27.1 to get anywhere. You couldn't type in Microsoft.com or SandersForMayor.ca. You couldn't do that.
Holla.
You had to know exactly what the number was. And I at that point I saw Google for the first time, and I went, this company is unethical. And I will tell you, and somebody's going to get upset with me for this, Google is the most unethical company in the entire planet. Nobody is worse than that.
Okay.
And
hey, Amazon. Haha. Well, you're not on the list.
Yeah, I have so many things that have happened about that, and
we'll talk about those off camera.
Yeah,
definitely off camera.
Time. But the point is, I can tell you that they gather information, they data mine, grab the information from so many different places.
Yeah.
But they will block you if you send an email to somebody and tell them you should be careful about using Gmail. Okay, I know I've had this happen numerous times now. I say to people, you should get an account with another provider,
Right there, yeah.
and suddenly the email is blocked. No more go. It doesn't go through. So that's not a person checking your email, but there are bots out there that are going, oh, okay, he said something negative about Google. We need to make sure he doesn't send any more information.
Oh
So that
Lord.
happens.
But Google, YouTube, Google, same thing.
Yeah,
Right.
now, okay.
So like
Yeah, now
we're
that's
screwed.
the only problem. But the
We're
thing is, I
screwed.
started using YouTube before
I know
Google
when there
owned
was
it.
punch cards, like man, I was watching Batman Forever, and there was
Oh,
this one scene where Val Kilmer had to walk into the machine, and I pointed to my girlfriend's teenage daughter, and I said, "You know something? Back in the day, people used to actually do that with computers. Computers were that big where someone could actually walk inside."
well, there's a picture I've got. The picture I've got somewhere. They were loading a hard drive onto a plane. Okay, they were loading a hard drive onto a plane with a forklift.
I can
And
believe it.
let me see if I can describe how big it was. Imagine, let's see, 6 refrigerators all tied together. That's about how big it was.
Damn.
Okay, it was 4 megabytes. 4 megabytes.
Oh my God. 6 fridges don't want to get 4 megabytes.
That's it.
Wow.
Four
The
megabytes.
leaps and bounds where we've come from with technology. Like, wow.
Now, I don't remember ever seeing one like that, but I definitely remember using computers when the floppies were this big.
Holy shit. When they're like records still.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They were like the size of a record album,
Holy
and
smokes.
then we got them down to this
Yeah,
size,
yeah.
and then we got them down to this
And
size,
that's where I
and then
came
it was
along.
like this big, and now and it's marvelous that they've been able to put so much data on an SD card.
Yes.
I mean, I think
Facts.
that that's so cool. And then now the SD cards are just a small portion of what they used to be as well.
I see you, Pinky Lou, and I also see you, Shea Butter, brother. I see you guys. But like I said, all y'all in the Instagram comments, go on my YouTube.
Yeah, I'd be glad to answer some questions if people have what. Okay, so we went to Ottawa. I was invited by a
Yeah.
very very nice person by the name of
Let me double check for the questions. Yeah.
Charbel. He invited um, uh, my
No, they're
camera
just agreeing
person
with us.
and me to Ottawa to tour the we went to tour the House of Commons. I saw Elizabeth May when I was there, and she's
Hey.
Lyall, how are you?
First
You
name
know,
basis.
and a number of people in Ottawa knew exactly who I was, and I can always tell. I can always tell when somebody knows who I am because suddenly the jaw drops, you know, or suddenly a big smile. When I was at Ford Fest the other day,
Yeah.
20 people, 20 people at
Oh, we're
Ford
gonna talk
Fest
about this.
knew exactly who I was, and there was even a couple of people who
Can we ask the age range for the people? Just what were the age ranges? Do they look like they were 21, 45, 65?
predominantly, I would say that they were, upper high school,
Okay.
college, university.
University,
But
yeah.
I did have 2 or 3
Adults?
people who were 40,
Yeah. Adults.
45, that's range that
Yeah.
said hello to it. And goodness knows how many other people I didn't notice.
Ah.
At one point, I was in line for a hot dog, and there were 4 people. 4 people. They were all kind of talking. I suddenly see they go on the phones. I go, okay, I know.
Yeah, they're checking you out, buddy.
And the one guy who I actually said end up saying hello to, and he was the one out of the group who didn't know who I was. And the reason why they were going on the phones was to show him,
Yo, dude,
that's the guy.
That's the guy. He's running for mayor, me.
So we on our way to Ottawa, we did 2 live streams,
Okay.
and that was very interesting. It was a lot of fun. So I got to actually answer questions to people live.
Okay.
One of the things that came up was, were you at City Hall earlier today? And I was there because I had to initial something.
Yeah.
And so I was there, and somebody out in the
The masses
area,
crowd, yeah.
platform out in there,
Yeah.
and he I could see the look on his face. His name was Logan, and he came over and said hi to me. And he actually ended up being on that live stream. He was watching.
Yeah.
But, so somebody else sent a message saying, "Were you at City Hall earlier today? I thought I saw you." I said, "Yes, I was." And he goes, Oh, I thought it was you. Like this,
Yeah.
and he's texting. Oh, I thought it was you. I was waving to you from the building. He works in City Hall, right?
Oh
And
shit.
knew exactly who I was.
Hey man, that sounds like a one good step, one great leap for mankind. I'll just put it that way. You know what I mean? One good step. Because I mean, like, long as you know what, I'm not even gonna go there with it. I look at
Because
it.
seriously, one of the things I want to be, and I've said this to a number of people, I want to be the accessible mayor. And that's
Yes,
why I've said I will
yes,
continue to ride on the TTC. Right now, last night on my way back from an event we went to a barbecue that was put on by uh, uh, the Canadian Fathers and Children,
yeah,
Canadian Federation of Fathers and Children. We
okay,
went to a barbecue yesterday, and we were on our way back, and a young fellow uh, uh, said, "Oh hi," he says, "I bumped into you at Coxwell,"
yeah,
and the entire way he was asking me questions, and I
mhm,
said, and he was kind of, oh, sorry for no, ask me questions if you've got questions. So
yeah,
when I get elected, if you see me on the subway, or now you see me on the subway, and I will continue to take the subway to get to work,
yeah,
that means an hour's worth of session time I can have with people
yep,
for them to come and ask me questions. Come
yep,
and ask me the question.
yep.
Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Come and ask me the question. I don't mind
Uh, uh,
spending that time because I will learn things from you too. And hopefully, some of the things that we talk about, that you'll learn something, maybe just what my ideas are, what I want to do. But
Communication's always key.
yeah, it,
Communication.
I was taught by a fellow by the name of Jack Kane, who was the manager for a famous Canadian band called Abraham's Children. And I kind of halfway mentioned about when I was talking, when I
Last
was
time you were
12 years
here,
old,
yeah,
I was hanging around with them.
yeah,
And Jack, I said to him at one point, I'm sorry for asking so many questions. And what he said to me was, kids, listen to this. If you don't ask the question,
yep.
you won't know the answer.
Big
So
facts.
ask the question. And sure, you're going to get some people that don't want to answer the questions for whatever reason.
Yep.
Don't stop asking the question. If you got something that's important,
Shout out to the real
ask
Toronto
the question.
DVD. There's everybody jumping into the Instagram. Go on my YouTube. Help my algorithm. Jumping on. The only reason why I'm gonna keep this goddamn Instagram going is so I can complain a little bit out loud. See the frustration? I'm
Are
sending
there
it.
questions coming up anytime?
They're just hailing up, they're saying what's up. Anybody who wants to ask any questions, here's your moment. Yeah, he's like, yo, people should be able to call in.
Yeah. Hey, I used to be on the radio. I used to be on the radio in Kitchener.
Well,
Um,
this is just yep,
and I used to
the real
have people call
DVD
in, and that was always fun.
Toronto DVD. Yep.
But in
Shout
those
out.
days, yeah, in those days, a lot of the people that were listening on their car radio.
Yeah. We just had a pod about that. Radios versus streams. And we were complaining that a lot of these artists are more about the significance of the numbers of streams when it doesn't pay them as
Right.
towards the radio where you are getting paid and you may get royalties other different ways, but there's an actual sustainable check there for you. So it's weird, like completely. It's completely weird for someone like us who's like, well, radio, television, maybe a movie. These kids don't think like that. They think streams.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah,
where things are.
it's weird.
It's funny about royalties. I was years ago. I had a band called H2O. That was HTOOH exclamation point, and we were on breakfast television one morning. And the funny thing is, one of the members of the band, Jim, said, "Well, we should do Brown Eyed Girl and
Big tune.
I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, Mustang Sally."
Woo,
So
classic.
we practiced those ones and everything. I said, I don't think this is going to be the best choice. And he says, no, everybody's going to like that. So we get into the studio like 5:30 in the morning or whatever, get all set up,
Yeah,
and so the producer says, so what are you going to play, right?
yeah.
And okay, Mustang Sally. No, you're not doing Mustang Sally. What
Really?
about Brown Eyed Girl? No chance. You're not doing Brown Eyed Girl. And so we're all looking at each other.
Yeah,
And I
I'm doing the same thing right now.
yeah, no chance. And I'm going, well, I had a song called "The Courier Blues."
The Courier Blues. Okay.
I wrote the song while I used to be a courier, and I wrote
Yeah.
the song while I was actually driving around delivering packages. I had a drum machine, I had an 808 drum machine on the
Classics.
seat plugged
Yeah.
into the lighter socket,
Yeah.
and so I could get my beats going and kind of sing along with it. And so I wrote this song there. It's a anyway. So I said, why don't we do the Courier Blues? So the producer says, run through it. Let me see. He says, that's great. That's great. You're going to do that one.
Yeah.
And on the first CD that we released, that is a hidden track, right?
Okay. Bonus track,
But
kids.
that was pretty cool. And the other thing is too, it's funny because we we did another song, and I was in a record store a couple of days later,
Yeah.
and the guy in the record store just happens to say to me, "You know what?" He said, "The Moody Blues were on breakfast television the other morning." I go,
Moody
"Really?
Blues.
What song did they do?" "Nights in White Satin." I'm going,
Nights in
that
White
wasn't
Satin.
the Moody Blues. He says, "Well, I didn't see them, but I could hear them. It must have been the Moody Blues. It sounded just like them."
Yeah.
He says, "I was preparing breakfast, so I could
Yeah.
just hear it." I said, "That was actually my band. There's the five of us, right?"
Okay.
And
You
yeah,
guys sound like
that was
the
fun. I'd love to get on breakfast television again. I'd love to get the opportunity
Hey,
to.
breakfast television. We know you be watching our correspondence
So hey, and for those of you out there watching, contact breakfast television.
right
Say,
now.
yeah, you should get Mr. Sanders on it. Have a chat.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We welcome you to the platform anytime, all the time. You know what I mean? Well,
Thank you.
I'm here to hopefully be like, yeah, next mirror. I sat beside him. Ha ha. I had a conversation with him.
Hey, no. The reality is, I got to sit beside you.
Aw,
See,
thank you.
that's
Thank you.
that's
I
that's
appreciate
the great
that.
part.
I
No, no, and you
appreciate
know what?
that.
I'll tell you, when you all reached out to me the last time,
Yeah.
and I was so excited to come in. I'm excited to be able to come here anytime
Thank
that
you,
we can
man.
arrange it.
100%. 100%.
And you and I talked about this
Yeah.
before we started about the fact that there's some very good people who I've been having
Yes.
discussions with in regards to the campaign. People who are running
Yes, yes,
to
yes.
be counselors for the first time.
That's a big thing, especially in
Yes,
the neighborhoods that they're running for. So
yes,
shout out
yes.
to that.
So there's a Saima and Lorna and Tom and hopefully a couple of others, Gabe and Vanessa and Donnie. And I really hope that you and I talked about this. I hope so we can get uh, more than just me in, so we can have some discussions
Oh
going on.
man, we're willing to work, man. We'll come out. We'll come out and meet up.
Oh, I know.
We'll definitely do that. We're about that. We're, I find a lot of our peers seem to be very comfortable in their lane, and I find that having a Batman and a Superman for a boss, there's no such thing as comfortable anywhere. Everything gets evolved and shifted around sooner or later. Gotta, you know what I mean? And for a guy who has an X-rated show on their platform, they're like the best two bosses on the planet. Like everything they've shown me right now has been um improvement. Maybe that's the best way for me to say an improvement, because I get to have guests on and we get to talk about all crazy stuff in the city. Like, I got to shout out these food bank people. I said, crunch some numbers last night. I'm shocked that our food banks are hit with so many people. And okay, since the jab time till now, I understand, but the numbers are ridiculous. Like ridiculous. Because when you start counting the people of the city, like that's 80% of our cities practically going to a food bank.
And there are people that have
And
good jobs. We're
yeah,
looking at them, but they're
yeah,
just not able to make ends meet.
yeah.
And we have had to go to the food bank. So there we
Shout
go.
out to the
So
food bank
anybody,
people. Everybody, every food bank in our city, and everybody who's donated to a food bank. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Like it was really an annoying thing to see the numbers. Like it was like, wow, hold on. 25 years ago it was bad. Weren't we trying to fix it then? Like what happened? Where? Oh man, where?
well, I've had a number of people who have said about making groceries less expensive. It's a funny thing too.
Huh.
I got to tell you this little story.
Yeah.
So I know that I know that other candidates are watching our social media. I know this
Okay.
very carefully,
Yeah.
and especially there are places from the other side of the earth that are checking out my videos.
Shout
So we
out.
know that they're not in Toronto,
Yeah.
and they are checking out the videos to see what's going on here.
Yeah.
So at one point, and I'm sorry, Ms. Chow, I I so somebody asked me, how did you do so well in the previous campaign 2023, because we had a budget of less than $2,500 and I had basically one person helping me. A couple of times people came out just for
Yeah.
a couple of hours,
Yeah.
but basically I had one person helping me.
That was a yeah.
Thank you, Courtney. And
Shout out to you and salute.
so yeah, uh, you asked me how did you do it. I said I went to the subway and I just talked to people, which I did this morning on the way here
Yep.
to Pioneer Village subway, and and I ended up being number 12 in some areas, and especially in Scarborough, there's a number of areas where I was in the top 10, and that's where I basically did my subway stuff.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you know it? Day and a half later, Olivia's announcing, Miss Chow is announcing, oh, we're going to go to the subway and talk to people. Okay, and somebody asked about groceries, and they know that one of the parts of the answers was, well, we're going to have the library open on Sunday. So and I think that's great, because as a teacher,
Yeah.
having people have access to written materials and the computers there,
Yeah. It's a
especially
good thing.
a great place is that reference library at on Yonge Street, just north of Bloor.
Yeah.
Amazing place. There's so many computers there. If you're downtown and you need access to a computer, go there. It's a great place to go for computers. Anyway, so
See the plug.
point being, how are you going to make the groceries less expensive? Well, if I can make housing less expensive, which I will,
I think
and
that
I'm
would be a
telling
lot,
you, I
lot way
guarantee you
better.
this. I guarantee you this. We are going to make housing less expensive. Besides the fact that it is my intention to lower property taxes, we will do that. Property taxes will be lowered. Okay. So for
Okay.
those of you who own homes, you can be guaranteed that that is one of the things I'm going to be doing, no matter who I have to fight about it. And
Just point them out. Don't do it alone.
yeah,
Point it out. Just point them out. Soon as they say no, hi people,
Yeah.
I'm here. Blase company said da 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 da. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
So-
it.
and,
Point
and,
them out.
and people say, well, how are you going to have the money to be able to run the city? And
What?
That's the thing, is we're going to stop wasting. And
Whoa.
I will get into this at some other point.
Yeah,
but
we
We'll
will.
stop wasting money. But so the other thing is too, if I can bring the cost down of what it costs to live in a place, to be housed, which we will do, you'll have more money for groceries.
Mhm.
If I can, this is an interesting thing that's going on right now, and if I can make the TTC completely covered by government, and
Yeah.
once again, the point being, besides the fact that if we stop wasting money, there'll be a lot more money to pay for it.
Yep.
Other thing is too, is the province needs to step up and help here more, because our money, our taxes are going into the province, and more of that needs to come back to help pay for the transportation. And there's so many details about that, and if I got into them, it would take ages. But I'm telling you, all the details together, all the little pieces together, will make it possible to make the TTC completely covered by government. And yes, Mandamni
Yeah.
is working on these things too. And people say, "Oh, you're copying him." No, this was part of my platform in 2023. So thank you very much, sir, for looking at my information and thinking it was a good idea. Working on that. So all these things are going to make living in the city more affordable. People are going to live in better places. I'm telling you this for sure. And you're going to be able to afford your groceries. You're going to be able to afford your
Yeah,
groceries.
that'd be nice. That would definitely be nice. That would definitely be nice. Like I said, the numbers are crazy. Like, just a rough estimate, 80% of our goddamn city's going to a food bank. Like, if there's kids getting bullied in school right now for not having lunches and snacks, Yeah. There's a couple of people I want to talk to and ask them some questions. And and as long as you're doing your thing, boss, man, just point them out. Just point out these companies because there's a lot of companies that have their hands in the cookie jar and they're not giving back. Like they're just not giving back. They're monopolizing, if anything. Like I just found out the other day that the kids that are doing the Timbit soccers now, all their fees just went up. I think it was only 6 years ago. The fees went up. So like it just doesn't make no sense to me. Doesn't. And then I hope you just point these people out. Because then at least we can take our dollar away from them. Because that's where it counts. If we stop buying their shit and buying into them, those
Well, so and I would like to do things in such a way, in a positive way.
yeah.
Okay, and from the positive point of view, to point out those people who are giving back. That's going to be
Yes.
to me, that's going to be the best thing. I really don't like the idea of the negative and saying, oh well, this person's doing this, and so you shouldn't like them. I
Yeah.
would I would rather, and I know, sorry, I did that about Google, but
Mm,
I
50
would
50.
rather say these people are giving back. Um, there was we went to the barbecue yesterday on Father's Day, and so belated Happy Father's Day to all the
Salute to
fathers
all
out there,
daddies out there.
and belated Happy. Thank you. It's nice to have the studio audience here. Um, thank and I want to also say uh, the happy summer solstice,
Yep.
because that was yesterday. So
Yep.
we are now officially in summer as of yesterday,
The
and it was
real summer solstice.
and it was Indigenous Day yesterday, and
Shout
it
out.
seems to me somehow or another, and this is an important day for me, being the fact that I'm Métis. Um, it seems that I always expect a powwow that weekend, and the powwow ended up being held weekend before, which
Oh,
I wasn't able to go
yeah.
because I was volunteering at the Waterfront Festival.
Yeah.
But yeah, we need to be mindful of these things. So anyway, we went to a barbecue. I went with oh, my nephew Nevik.
Yeah.
I went with him. I'm his um, I'm his.
His
I'm trying to
totem.
think.
His totem. Okay.
I'm I'm his uncle by the blessings of their family. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay. Okay. So
So,
you're like a
so
godfather.
we're close. We're close.
Yeah,
Close.
you're a
And
godfather,
so yeah.
basically.
So anyway, so he and I went. It was really nice because I don't get to spend that much time with him,
Yeah.
and he very very nice young fellow. I'll tell you, Navik, and I said this yesterday at the event we were at. Navik, I know that your family very much appreciates you. When the lawn needs to be done, he has no problem going doing the lawn. When the snow needs to be shoveled, he goes and does the snow. He's in grade 8. He'll be in high school next year.
Yeah.
Good, very, very good young man. And so, like I said, I definitely want to send kudos out to him. So we were at this. It was Canadian Federation of Fathers and Children. They have the first. It is the anniversary, 5th anniversary. They have the first home in Toronto for fathers and children,
Okay. That's
and it's
dope.
completely funded by donors. There is no government money going there at all, and it's a good organization.
Yeah, that,
Evidently,
that
last
sounds
year,
like it.
in the past 12 months, they have assisted in excess of 1,000
Damn.
fathers
Shout out
and
to that.
families
That's beautiful.
with their lives, and in some cases it's just helping them get connected to the services that they need. In some cases it's been giving them a place where they can feel safe and comfortable for a period of time until such time as they can get settled in somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I have to say hello to Justin. He is the one who's the
Salute to
driving
that.
force behind that. I know, yes, there's lots of other people as well, but Justin, you are the one, and he invited us to go there for the 5th anniversary, and the house is very nice. It's very close to York University, uh,
Hey.
and the house was very very nice. They told me a little bit about moving in there and all the things that were involved, and and they definitely once again. So I hope
And
I'm
it's
not getting it
all
wrong.
donated.
Canadian Federation of Fathers and Children,
Canadian Federation.
CFFC,
Okay.
and they they are such a great organization. And I'll tell you, when I become mayor, I am looking forward to being able to help them to even better.
Advertisement. That's what they need. Free advertisement.
And
At least that from the government would be good. Give them
and
some free advertising because there's a
and
lot of fathers out here that are going through it. A
and
lot.
yeah, and some of the fathers there were they're struggling with being able to see their kids and that type of thing, and uh, you know
We got to break the
there's a lot of
cycle,
really good.
folks.
Yep.
This is what he's basically showing you guys in a nutshell. We're gonna break the cycle. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of I feel like more places like that need to get that highlight.
Well, there's one now in Calgary, and it will celebrate its 2 year anniversary. I believe it's in November. They
Okay.
at this it was about this point 2 years ago when they acquired the building, but they
Okay.
opened it in November, and they're currently trying to open a facility in Vancouver as well.
Dang.
So Toronto, the first one, Calgary, and then Vancouver, and I would love to see
Yeah, make
more
it
of
across. Yeah,
these
whole across
places
the
so
province,
that
everything, man. That'd be beautiful.
and there was I had some good conversations with some very very good men there yesterday. It was very very nice, and some of the people who were donors and volunteers were there, and
Yeah, man,
we all
that's
had hot
beautiful.
dogs and hamburgers together. And there's a cookie company, and I'm trying to think what the name of the cookie company is. They were sponsoring them for this month,
Okay.
so there was lots and lots of cookies to eat. But but they're sponsoring, and I'm sorry, I wish I could remember what the name of the cookie company was.
Yeah.
I saw it on a sign.
Mm.
Anyway, but
Well, I got a
good
quick
organization.
question that's off topic, real quick. I seen
Nothing's
somebody.
off topic.
I seen somebody post. Well, I seen a lot of people posted under my friend Miss Chow's comments. So since like I don't know, I don't know. Toronto, have you seen anything with Olivia saying anything about the fake meat and and that stuff? No.
I haven't seen anything
Okay,
myself.
so I'm
No.
gonna
The
get
fake you.
so hold on.
Okay.
Our Governor, the guys that you're about to go and get in there with, they okayed that it was you don't the store distributors don't have to tell people if it's printed meat, lab grown meat.
Oh, meat. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the lab grown meat. So I got love from my friend, current mayor. I got love for her, but as I'm going through the internet in the last months and last year, yeah, it's it's weird. She hasn't said anything to comfort people. You're the mayor, pick a side. That's all I have to say. But I want to ask you here live right now, how do you feel about this? Not being told that it's not real beef or real chicken. Like, how do you feel about it?
And in some ways, I think it doesn't make sense to not tell people
Right.
because, for one thing, then people know there will be some people that will be happy to know that it was not an animal that
Yes.
was raised and was
Slaughtered. Yeah.
slaughtered.
That's the word they're gonna use. Yeah.
There will be people that will be happy to know that,
Yeah.
and uh, there's some people who may even be further along than just not being happy about it, but say, well, okay, maybe it's okay for me to eat it because it wasn't an animal, right?
Okay. True.
Now the other end of it is there will be people that go, I don't want something grown in a lab. So
That's me.
yeah, and I think it's only fair for people to know the source of the food.
Thank you.
It really is.
I'm glad you're speaking about it.
And
And I hope more of the elects say something, especially because to me, I don't want Walmart to tell me my chicken was made in a lab. Or sorry, not tell me that my chicken was made in a lab. You know what I mean? Or my steak.
Or worse yet, you got to pay more for fake than
Yeah.
the real. How about
Yeah, like
that?
that's
yeah,
even
yes, yes, yes.
scarier.
Yeah. Jack the price up because it's now manufactured. It had to be manufactured.
Factured, yeah.
So I knew about this years and years ago. I have two daughters in
Yeah.
Kingston,
Okay.
and 10 of my grandchildren are in Kingston,
Yeah.
and I what I would do sometimes is take rideshare.
Right.
And
Right.
there was a lady who was also taking the rideshare, and she was a scientist, a
Yeah.
biologist,
Yeah.
and she worked in a lab
Yeah.
where they were. She said, "Oh, we've been doing that with strawberries for a long time. So a lot of times strawberries are grown
In a lab.
in the lab. And
Yeah.
what they basically do is, and it sounds awful. It may not be quite as awful as what it sounds, or it may be worse. Who knows?
Who knows?
They put a certain amount of strawberries into the container,
yeah.
and they put in bacteria, and the bacteria, in a sense, consumes the strawberry, and then it replicates every 20 minutes. It doubles.
Smokes.
Yeah. So every
So
20
one
minutes, it
berry
doubles.
turns into 30 berries in like less than 15 minutes. That's crazy.
So well,
But I get it.
doubles and doubles and doubles
get
and
it.
doubles.
Holy crap.
And but it's been there for a long time, and I'm not sure. I mean, I would really love to get the opportunity to taste the difference between the real mashed up strawberries and the other
the
ones,
generic
to
stuff.
see whether
Wow.
it made a big difference.
Well, I'm just saying the
And
younger
I'm not afraid to check
generation.
these things out. I went a couple of years. I went to the Green Show,
Yeah.
and one of the displays, they gave you 3 little burgers. Right?
Okay.
One of them was beef.
Okay.
One of them was crickets,
Crickets.
and one of
Wow.
them was mealworms. And I'll tell you something: the idea, at that point at least, the idea of eating worms made me.
Yeah.
I said, you know what?
No way.
I have to try this just to see. And the cricket one was, you could tell it was a cricket one because it was a little dry.
Right. Yeah.
The mealworm one was really not that much different from the beef. Okay. Now,
Okay.
and I know that there were some people from PETA that were upset about the crickets, and it's true, they were. They're animals. They're animals.
I'm not knocking any. I ain't even knocking it. That's just something to do.
Crickets are animals. But what they said was, and the thing was, somebody thought this out very carefully. The crickets, during the last 2 weeks of their existence, go into a hibernation state, and that's the point at almost the end of their lives, before they actually die.
Yeah.
At the end of their lives, that's when they harvest them. And the crickets are basically still alive, but they're already that's it. Their life is over. So the
Damn.
crickets get to live their entire life.
Made for insects.
And
holy shit.
Have you never had dried mealworms?
Not purposely.
Yeah, well, not purposely. That's funny. Because if you go into, there's some of these specialty candy stores, and you can get a lollipop with a big huge mealworm in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, people drink tequila, and it's got
the worm in it.
Right?
Yeah.
So at one point,
Got friends who eat scorpions.
that's
Delicacies.
For one point, I bought one of those lollipops. Actually, I bought 3 of them. One had a mealworm, one had something else, and one had a scorpion. And I gave it to one of my kids, Shay.
Yeah.
Hello, Shay.
Hi, Shay.
I gave it to one of my kids, Shay, and Shay ate it.
No hesitation.
Shay is adventurous, and Shay makes up their mind for themselves.
Yep.
And so, yeah. So Shay tried it, and but from the same place, you can also buy these packet of dried mealworms, and you can get them with cheddar cheese on them. You can get them.
Wow.
I think you can get sort of like
okay.
Onion,
so it has a meaty texture, or it's more like
it's more crispy.
Okay, so like a chip, like a potato chip.
It's more like that,
like a potato chip.
But it's actually it's
big,
like this. It's long, like the mealworm, but it's crispy. They're crunchy.
This is definitely a segment for food porn. Oh my god!
Well, years ago, I watched. I remember watching a documentary where they were talking. It was at a time when they were just kind of introducing the idea to North Americans that there could be different places to get protein and that from instead of raising cattle and
yeah.
And they showed in a place in South America, and they had like a pita,
Yeah.
and it was a street vendor would scoop a whole lot of these worms into the pita, and the
Yeah.
whole idea was to eat the pita before the worms crawl out.
Yeah. Oh man.
You know, and they're going
Look.
on the person's hands and stuff like that, and trying to stick them back into the pita.
I got a
And see,
quick
when I
story
saw
for you.
that, oh man, I don't think I couldn't do that.
See, I got a quick story for you. I grew up downtown in Region. We found weird shit to do. Before, like as much as we had video games and stuff like that, we just found weird shit to do. So there was this one guy. I'm just gonna call him P. All right, we're just gonna call him P. So P, he was the neighborhood guinea pig, I'll say.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so he would eat worms.
Give it to B. He'll eat anything.
Well, me and my friends never did that to him, but we never stopped him neither.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie to you. He was eating pigeon eggs, everything. Like
Oh really?
P, he was our test dummy. I'm just gonna front it that way. But long story short,
Did he ever eat Life cereal? Remember that? Give it to Mikey.
I'll eat anything.
so long story short, he had a very bad day at school, and he got out of school early. He was supposed to go home. Now, when he gets home, nobody's there. He's in our hall, like our front hallway of our building. And now it's after school and we're coming back. And I ain't going to say nothing more so than the females. I'm going to say it that way. The females didn't feel sorry for P, and they kind of made him eat worms. And when I seen him gobble down the first two worms in front of my eyes, because he was eating worms way before I got there, I was more shocked that he had no expression on his face. Like, you know, when you eat something that has no taste,
Right.
like he had no expression on his face, like nothing.
Did he
So-
chew them or did he just swallow them?
I think and swallow, I'm
Okay.
assuming, but the fact that he ate the worms, all right, to me is like us humans, we can do anything. We can do anything. If I'm hungry enough, I'll eat a worm. If I'm hungry enough, I'm gonna eat. That's the problem with us human beings. And I feel like
Is that a problem?
it's a problem because we're supposed to be fasting and only eating like once a day. Technically. Technically.
I need to eat 3 times a day. I need to.
We
sometimes I
we are the what do they call the family of the atom. That's what we are. Everybody who was born in that 1900 era, we're all stuck in the family of the atom. You got to eat breakfast, dinner, and lunch. He has to go to work and come home, and mommy can stay home and cook. At some point in time, we warped the whole thing by 2026. It's backwards now. Now, mommy and daddy both go to work. They both pay taxes. Nobody's getting a raise.
Yeah.
Nothing. You know what I mean? Like our nucleus family is what we were raised on. This is what we're supposed to believe. Get married, settle down, have faith in your country, true, north, strong, and free. Shit. Now it's like they said the internet was going to be our freedom place. Now they want to put you in jail for saying stuff on the internet. It's like putting someone in jail for uttering a death threat. I still look at that like that's the dumbest thing on the planet. I can understand if he's a military guy. You want to tell boxers, kung fu people that you got to register your hands, lethal weapons. Okay, then everybody who comes out of the military, every ex-cop, shouldn't they have to register? I'm just saying. You would save a lot of people's lives where Mr. I was retired 5 years ago, still have my gun and my badge. You'd save a lot of problems. A lot of these kids right now would have a better view of like, I give ultimate respect to the fighters. I'm sorry. I love my fighters. I love my medical people. I wish I had better experiences with officers, more hero-like. You know what I mean? I don't have that. And it's like slowly watching my city in the last 3 months to the last 2 weeks. I'm losing confidence.
You brought up a very interesting point earlier, and I'm not sure exactly where
Yes.
where you're with it, but beat cops. And I've had conversations. So I went to the First Responders Appreciation Day,
Okay.
which was not attended by 2 leaders of government that were supposed to be there.
Ooh,
And I won't say who.
That's not good.
Anyway, so and I asked police officers, I said, do you think that we should have cops on the beat again? And one cop said, I can see use for that. Another one was quite, yeah, I think that would be a great idea. When I was one time when I was at the Spirit Garden
Yeah.
down at Nathanfield Square, that's the garden.
And then
And
off to the
if you're
side.
down at
Yeah.
Nathanfield Square, definitely go into the Spirit Garden and just see what's there. It's such a nice place to be.
Yeah.
And the lodge that's there is, if you get the opportunity to go inside, your doors open or whatever, go inside there. It's a very calming place. Anyway, there was a couple of police officers that were there, and they're beat cops, and
Yeah.
and one of them actually carries in his pocket carries. Did I tap that? One of them in his pocket carries
Yeah.
little the little a little bag with tobacco in it.
Yeah.
And this is something that for First Nations people, you give that as a tribute. So
Yeah.
when you go to the fire, then you
burn it.
put in tobacco.
Yeah.
When you go um, to the doctor, First Nations doctor,
Yeah.
the appropriate thing is to bring some tobacco,
Tobacco.
or
Yeah.
whatever level you go to see your elder, you're supposed to bring some tobacco.
Tobacco,
And
yeah.
that's part of that. But yeah, and these were very, very nice. He gave me his card. He said, if I can ever be helpful with you, you let me know. And it would be really, really good. I think so much would be good to have police officers that are wandering around the community. And you mentioned before,
I am
you
going
get
to keep mentioning
get
it.
to know the names of
Yeah,
people.
get to know
And
the
they
name of the
will.
beat. The beat you walk, you should know at least 7 of the community members,
They
much less the good ones.
they will get to know, and it gives kids an opportunity to see.
Hey, Benny, you want to hear a joke?
Sure.
I have this funny joke in my weird apocalyptic world. All right. In my weird apocalyptic world, all the elementary schools are actually police stations. Wouldn't that be such a wonderful way to curve our villainous children growing, that you actually have the chief of police in the school? I don't know about the high schools and the colleges, but I definitely said for the elementary schools, that would have been beautiful. You save money. You have a school and an elementary school in one. You know what I mean? Like, realistically, who better to walk the halls?
Well, I can remember when I was going to elementary school, we had a police officer that showed up regularly.
Yeah.
Just to come into the class and just talk with the students and answer questions. And we had Elmer the elephant.
I remember Elmer. Yep. Because he used to come around with the fire guys and the emergency. Then you remember the era when 911 first came in? Oh my God, I hated it. But Elmer was cool. Smokey the Bear was cool. Who else was dope? Yeah, that 911 era was pretty cool because there was so many different teaching things that was going on at the time.
How about the yellow police car, Blinky? Remember?
Oh my goodness, barely.
Hey, and Blinky is a 1957. I think this is Chevy, right?
Yes,
1957. That year is an important one in my life.
dope. But this is what I'm saying. In my I had this little vision. I was like, that'd be the dopest thing. You have 11 division, right down to 1 division, and all, you know what I mean? In every elementary school, boom. And then about, I think it was like 2012. Yeah, it was 2012. I heard they were tearing down elementary schools to rebuild police stations. And I was like, that's
really?
Yeah, like there's a couple
I
police
don't
stations.
understand why they would be tearing down
A school to build a police station.
Well, I mean, I don't know why they'd be tearing down a school in the first place.
Listen, I'm not even going to speak to divisions. We're just going to keep it as when you become mayor and you get to sit back there, please find out the people who supported that movement. This is just tell me their names. Just say, this is a live report and PS notice. So and so supported this dumbass idea. Because I'm looking at it like the reason why I think kids in the ghetto, specifically in the ghetto, fear against the cops is because no cop in their right mind ever gets the job and says, okay, boss, you want me to go in District 1? And decides to go into District 1 and actually shake hands. Hi, Mrs. So-and-so. How many kids you got? Blah, blah, blah. They don't do that no more. They use the excuse of District 1, I need a rifle. I need body armor. No gun factories in the ghettos. None. Not one gun factory I've ever found in any ghetto. But you're gonna tell me you need more money, more armor. You're looking for a problem. That's all I think of it. You look for a problem. Like every fencer I know who knows how to fence says I never fence outside of the garm. I don't even pick it up. What cop ever puts down the badge and gun a fully 100%? I mean, good cops do what good cops are supposed to do, but
And I have to say, there's a lot of really really good cops.
we're running out of it. We're really running low on them because they're not getting any younger. They can't freeze them and keep them around.
One thing that's coming discussion is in regards to security on the TTC, and I think that, and I mean, hopefully, police officers will not think of this as being an affront to them. I think the security people, instead of having fare inspectors, if we don't have a, you don't have to pay a fare at the box. You don't have to have a fare inspector there anymore.
True.
The security people should be trained, fully trained, so that nobody has to call the police. That they are trained, and it would be in a different way from the police. Um, because they would be there specifically for the things that happen in the TTC, including, and I don't mean to use the word dealing with because it sounds awful, assisting people who are mentally ill, people who are dealing with drug addictions, and
coming to the country, been in the country only a year, 2 years. I don't give no sympathy for 3 years, but 2 years a year, I'll give sympathy for. Still learning the language, still learning. I give it that.
So they should be specifically trained to be TTC security. That has got to be a different role from being a police officer or being a security in an apartment building or whatever.
Facts.
It's an entirely different thing as far as I'm concerned. Yes, some of it crosses.
I have a question for that.
Sure.
Just like, okay, since you brought that up, it's a good point. I love it what you brought that up. Okay, you see how it's gonna relate. The theme park Canada's Wonderland, time to time, weekend times, they have a cop and they have a security guard.
Yeah.
At the theme park.
Yeah.
Right? So why can't they do something similar? You know what I mean? You still have the TTC security, but you know how there used to be street cops be walking the beat?
Yeah.
Instead of walking the beat, you're walking the TTC, which is mostly the whole Toronto beat.
Yeah.
So you don't need much of them. You need maybe one or two or whoever to go with one of the security. You know, instead of two security, it's one security and one cop. Yeah. So now there's authority, not only more authority.
True.
You know, so I don't know, like, because they respond to emergency as well. Not saying that the security doesn't, but they have to call law enforcement eventually.
Yeah.
So if they don't have to, if they're with them, right?
That's a good idea, and if that is a very good idea. That if that was included in and it doesn't mean that, as some people have said, oh, we need to have a police officer at every station. I think that's no. That's not only,
you know what, they could have one in the central hub, just like how they sometimes have like a mall, like Square One. They have like a station within the mall, like maybe one cop. They take turns and shift. So just like that in the TTC, you have one main, and you have like maybe 1 or 2, 3 cops. They come, you know. All right, they report there. They go on to the beat with the security. Boom, they come back. I sign out. I go back to the station, or they're off, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's a fixed schedule system with the security guards, because they're doing the scheduling too, right? So I'm just saying, why can't we have a hub within the TTC as a station, like a holding hub for the law enforcement? You know what I'm saying?
It's a very good idea.
Like a temporary, even holding cell. Sorry to say, but a whole, like, you know, you know what I'm saying? Until, hey, things happen on the TTC, and maybe the law enforcement doesn't reach there in time. They hold them there until, you know what I mean? There might be a few individuals, and they'll hold them there until.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's the reason why I say that security, TTC security, should be fully trained
I
so
like
that
both
they
your
can
ideas.
do things like that,
Yes.
as opposed to just well,
But they were working with law enforcement, so
I-
they will be trained.
yes,
I,
exactly.
And one more thing is, there to say it, this would be a good training mechanism for ones who want to be future law enforcement cops.
It's true. Very much so.
I would say very dope ideas, but since I'm not going to go into details into either one, I'm just going to look at it like this. I want to see teachers get paid, if not more than a police officer now. That's all I want to see. If I had to put it on a scale of teacher, police officer, fireman, emergency medical worker.
I get you there, but we're in a society that certain people are out of control and all of that. No, I follow you. I get you. I do. I fully understand you. I play devil's advocate here.
We got to get these kids from when they're young, homie.
Without some law enforcement to be helping with protection for that, you know what I'm saying?
To serve and protect?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, the big thing is right
They're
now,
doing a great job.
and I hate to bring this up so much. There are security people, quote unquote, who can do nothing except stand there and look. It might as well be the person that's in the collector's booth,
Yeah.
because no matter whether it's them or the security people, they say, "Oh, we'll call somebody." I was at Kennedy Station the other day, and there were two security people there, and there's a guy smoking on the platform. And
right.
I said, I went to the security person and said, "Guy smoking."
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, okay, we'll call somebody." I'm like, "Wait a second, there's two of you here."
Wait.
"Oh, sorry, we have to call somebody." What do you mean you have to call somebody? "Are you not security?" "Yes, but this is not what we handle." So what do they handle? They can't even handle somebody smoking.
I'm confused here. Well, so what are they securing?
Exactly. They're just
so nobody takes
there.
no money.
They're like owl. They're like those owls that you put on the top of the house to keep the pigeons away.
Yeah.
They're
just there to make sure nobody takes no money.
Yeah,
nobody kicks over the
machine. After a little while, people realize that they're hollow owls.
Yeah.
Okay, can I just hypothetically speak that situation there, right? Let's just hypothetically speak, and he's smoking and all that. And the guy pitched the thing in there, and something happened to the electrical thing, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he'd mentioned it to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Well,
now what happens?
Do you want to know what happened?
And it's been acknowledged.
Do you want to know what happened?
He gets a bag of money.
I went out to the platform and said to the guy, "You know you're not supposed to be smoking here." He goes, "Oh, really?" "Oh," puts the butt out. That's it. That's all it took.
Exactly.
But that's civilian on civilian.
I know that. But the bottom line is, what do we have the security there for? And you're paying them for?
To watch the money.
Yes, to watch the money, but you got to be there for other things too. They're not only there just to watch the money. They're there to be securing.
These were security people. They were security people.
Well, they were on their security break. Maybe that's what was going on. They just didn't want to tell you.
You know what I say to that?
I ain't defending nobody with a badge. All right. I'm not defending nobody with a badge.
All they have is a thing that says security, right?
So decoration.
So
wow.
I have to tell you too, and I'll tell you and I want to say hi to Doug, who's the booth guy at Castle Frank. I have conversations with him. Nice fellow. He's got very good, like he's a thinking person, right? And he'll talk to me. He'll challenge me a little bit with ideas and that. And so anyway, there's a person who's the booth person at another station, and I'm not going to say which one she's at, but there's 4 occasions where I had to call into TTC because she wasn't doing what she was supposed to be doing. And I'm telling you, most of the people at the booth are really nice. I call in on a regular basis to say, "Hey, I just want to tell you this person." There's a lady who works at Kennedy quite often. And actually 2 ladies, and I saw people actually verbally abuse them, and they were still nice to them. They were still helpful to them.
Few and none.
Exactly. And I called into DTC and said, these ladies, these are exactly the people that we wish would be there. Anyway, but at this other station, I'm not going to say which one, this lady, 4 times I've been there and I pointed out something was happening. Oh, the fellow over there is smoking on the platform, and she says, and I said, but he's smoking.
Wow.
He's smoking there, and he's not supposed to. And she says, what do you want me to do about it?
Tell him to stop smoking over there.
Tell him not to smoke. She says, no. She says, you go do it.
Huh?
She said, you go do it.
Wow. And she still has her job?
There's another day, the same
And
place.
she does her job?
Same place, another day, and a guy's urinating at the platform.
Okay.
And this is the bus.
Yeah.
He's urinating. And I said, the guy's urinating once again. So what do you want me to do about it? You go tell him. Now, I'm going to tell you.
Oh, he's in
I'm
Scarborough.
going to tell you, the TTC, no matter whether it be good or bad, if somebody's really doing their job, I'm going to suggest to you, if you're on the TTC and you see somebody, that bus driver that stops and reopens the door to let somebody on,
Yeah.
the bus driver that takes that extra time and extra care with an elderly person getting on, or a person who's struggling, or a person who's got kids, or
someone
whatever.
being a humanitarian.
Exactly.
Love that word.
You tell them directly to their face, thank you very much. And then you call into the TTC. You need to know the route number. You need to know the bus number. And if you know the employee number,
need to be appreciated because it's not being seen by the ones who supposed to be seeing it.
I call in 3 or 4 times a week at least. And it used to be mostly drivers I called about, but now I'm starting to call about other employees. Even that person that's cleaning the cleaning.
Yes.
Oh, I got a couple of friends who do that. They do
the custodians.
There we go.
Custodians, yeah, man.
Because the place would not be as nice if they weren't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Put it this way. We don't no disrespect, but I don't want no NYC transportation here, eh?
Yeah,
have you seen
already.
what it looks like on the blogs?
We got them rats.
No, ours is completely the opposite.
Yo, bro, trust me, the old LRT, old Scarborough fucking light rail. Oh my god.
The other day, I talked to a couple from Milwaukee, and the interesting thing is now, we can all be critical about our own selves and want ourselves to be made better. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as we don't go so far as to say, oh, the place is a complete crap hole and I don't want anything to do with it. I mean, that's basically you're giving up on it, and you don't really want to do anything about it. This couple from Milwaukee said, wow, we really like Toronto. It's so clean. Mm-hmm. Okay, so for those people out there that are going, oh, it's so crap. There was somebody that he was supposedly from. Where was it from? So he was from somewhere in South America, and he was walking around doing this walk around, and he's going, oh, look how terrible the place is. And
the guy with the New York hat on. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And he showed,
it's a southern. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean,
he showed gum on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Oh, this place is disgusting. Okay, somebody dropped their gum. Yes, that's not nice. But he was talking as if there was garbage everywhere.
It's like the norm. Like it's everywhere.
And there was a fellow that was passed out on the sidewalk, and he said, and he didn't really specific. Now I'm going to tell you, that person, it could have been because of drugs, it could have been because of alcohol, it could have been a fight. Reasons. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of places, and some places where this person possibly was from, because I'll tell you, I looked up the city. He said the city he was from, and I looked it up. And there are riots there. And if he was comparing Toronto to that place, and you see the picture of the people rioting, Toronto may have some disturbances, but nothing like that. And I say, in these other places, a person can complain about this here, but there's a lot of places where somebody maybe drinks too much.
Probably only went in one corner of Toronto. Like, you know how much
Dundas
beautiful
Square,
places are in Toronto.
That's where he was.
Probably
downtown,
went to
Dundas Square.
A little grimy little part and exposing.
I hate when folks come to Toronto and expect Dundas Square to be like this damn club district. I don't know what people tell you folks on the other side of the world about Toronto, but Dundas Square, it's just a big place where folks do music, and every odd time there's like
it's like New York, like how they have the
it's our little market. Yeah, man.
What do they call it?
It's like a pandas market, man. Like it's
Central
nothing.
Square?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They have their
It's
thing, and we
nothing
have
big.
ours now.
So we do have a
Soho
club
in London.
district.
Yeah.
We do have a club district, and it's nowhere near Dundas Square. Just to let y'all know. Okay.
I also talked to a family from Panama, and they as well said to me. I talked to the mostly to the father, but there were two kids and mother with them, and and he said, "This is a wonderful city. This is such a wonderful
That's
city."
right.
I mean, they were there. They were there for FIFA, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
But I asked the couple from Milwaukee, "What were you here for?" And he said, "Oh, we're here to see the Blue Jays play the Yankees."
Okay.
You know, uh,
The good old days, rivalries.
One thing I do love about our city, especially when everybody who comes here, they have something really positive to say about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're like amazed about certain things and aspects of our city. And that makes me so proud.
yeah, absolutely. And it's once again, it's interesting that you get people who live here and complain about everything, but
Mhm.
really don't want to do anything about anything.
That's that. Yeah,
And
those are my pet peeves right
It's the same.
there.
Yeah, and the person that's going to be most critical, the person that will be most critical about you is you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
When you know something's not right, then you're the person that says to yourself, looks in the mirror and says, "You got to fix that.
Yeah.
You got to fix that." And so I don't mind. I don't mind the fact that people saying these are the things we need to fix, because how does somebody who's running to be mayor of the city know what people want done if
You're not communicating. You have to
people
communicate.
people aren't saying things?
We
And
got to
I'll tell you
communicate
something
with
that's
you.
interesting. So we've got a video up about Dundas Square.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sanga
One video.
Scola.
There's one video about Dundas Square, and I
Yeah.
mentioned so. Ralph, he goes by Golden Boy. You can go find him on Instagram as Golden Boy, and this is the fella I talked to you
Yeah.
about the last time who does Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And he is and he's in regular conversation with me. He's a nice, very, very nice fellow, incredible talent. And I say when he breaks, he's going to be considered one of the really big ones. But anyway, so when we did the video at Dundas Square and we posted it, and I very clearly said, when I get elected, if people want, we'll do poll. If people want it to be Dundas Square again, or Young and Dundas Square, which it's Young hyphen Dundas Square, and people say, "Oh, why would you call it that?" That's where Young and Dundas meet.
Yeah.
It kind of makes it really, really clear where the square is.
Yep. 100%.
Like if you say City Hall, the city pavement in front of City Hall, you know where that is because you know where City Hall is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Young
right.
and Dundas, and I said, if people want that to happen, then we will do it. And then I get the, "Oh, well, it costs millions and millions of dollars to change the name of it." I'm like, why did it cost millions and millions of dollars? Either one, you're misunderstanding what happened, or somebody put an awful lot of money in somebody else's pocket. And I said, they say, "Well, why are you worrying about that? We got bigger fish to fry." Well, sure, but it's also an issue that people are concerned about. And
It is.
As a mayor, it's important that I'm aware of the things that people are concerned about. And then, so here's the thing is, if I'm willing to deal with the population of people that say, "We'd really like to have the name change back," okay, I'm very clearly also going to deal with the bigger issue, which is homelessness, which is, better health care.
Yep.
Amen.
I got to bring this up because I mentioned Anthony Carr earlier, and
yes, you did.
His website, Anthony Carr, that's CARR, two R's, AnthonyCarrPsychic.com, and he has predicted the stuff that he's predicted, and he's helped me find things. So he predicts the big things, and he's also helped with little things too. Nice person. He's very, very nice. One of the things he's very concerned about, and I've been helping him with, is about healthcare and about the fact that the elderly in many places are not being treated respectfully. So what seems to happen is, well, they're old. If they die, it's not a big problem.
Oh gosh, it sounds almost like that
this
Rocky line.
happened with his mother. This happened with his mother, and I'll tell you, this is one of the things that I keep talking. I haven't been specifically talking about this, but when it comes down to dealing with the province as far as healthcare goes, Okay, we need better health care for the elderly. We need better respect for them because they're not contributing anymore. They contributed.
They
always
did enough.
Done what they had to do to make sure things go right.
If we're
for-
talking like that,
for-
society's really
how
going
about
down the
this?
fucking hole.
They've done what they've done
I'm
for
sorry.
our future, for the ones who are young, who
Exactly.
are older now. How about that?
Yeah.
You're
Exactly.
just gonna toss them aside. No.
Brother,
Sorry.
just
And
point
his-
them out.
and
Point them
his-
out. Point them out. Point them out.
And his mother worked at Sunnybrook Hospital as a care nurse. His mother, and her name is Josephine Victoria Lonsdale Hewen. Okay, a very nice lady. I used to, when I would talk to Anthony, because Anthony and I played in the band together. We still do music together sometimes. And whenever I talked to him on the phone, I said, "Give your mom a hug for me. You tell her that I love her." Right? She's a very nice lady, very strong lady, and not all people would be happy with the strength that she had. She was a Mohawk, and very strong lady, but also nice, very nice lady. And she drove an ambulance during the Blitz in London. Okay, she cared for people her entire life, and when she was in the hospital she came in for, she was 100 years old. She came in for something that was relatively simple, and the exact same problem was something that a friend of ours had, younger, but the exact same problem. It was a slight blockage, okay, and just a slight blockage. When she went into the hospital and her blood pressure was in a reasonable range, her heartbeat was in reasonable range. I've got 300 pages of hospital report, and I went through every single page twice to make sure that I had everything chronological. I knew exactly what happened, and I knew all the things that were going on there. But she was in reasonable health. She just wasn't eating, and so they just let her sit there in the hallway for 8.5 hours.
Oh God!
And it's a hospital downtown, and they let her sit there for 8.5 hours, and she got worse. When she came in, they did an X-ray. They said, we need to do an ultrasound just to know more about it. They never bothered to do it. She was like, well, she's old, so we'll just let her go. Anthony specifically said, and I can see it in the reports, he said to the doctor, if she happens to pass to full code, revive her.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the doctors, without telling him, changed that to do not resuscitate. Did not tell him at all.
Murder.
And then tried to, yes. And that's what he calls the hospital, St. Murder Hospital.
Yeah.
So
can't blame him.
They didn't tell him. And I've looked in the code of the Ontario Physicians and Surgeons, the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Ontario. I looked in their code, and it says the doctor can change that, but he must notify the patient and or their caregiver first. So that gives them a chance to say something about it. They did not notify him, and then they tried to pretend that they did.
Of course.
Okay, they tried to pretend that they did, and the thing is,
go to court.
we've been doing it now for 2.5 years.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Okay?
You're gonna win. Just keep going for your mama, man.
Because exactly, this is the thing is, and I'm determined we're going to see this through to the end.
Yeah, man.
We're now going into probably the 5th phase of court with this, but I want to help him, and I don't want this. The big thing is, I don't want this to happen to somebody else. And if within that hospital, which is a teaching hospital, if they're teaching young doctors and nurses
to not care about life
to do, there's going to come some point, and we said this to the justice. There's going to come, or Tony did. It's going to come some point when you or somebody you love is going to be in that same position. Do you want them to just go, well, they're elderly, and so it doesn't matter? But here's the thing: is they say, oh, well, we informed him.
Yeah.
I looked in the document.
Lie.
And the document. See, they don't give you the documents in order.
No, of course not.
They're all over the place.
Of course not.
They're all over the place. Okay,
Of course not.
There's
Why would they do
groupings,
that?
a grouping of 3 or 4 pages, but they're not in chronological order at all. So I went through the document. What I did was then every time I found a document that was important, I pulled it. Okay, Anthony likes things to stay exactly as their file.
Yeah.
I pulled it, scanned it, put it back exactly where it was, and then what I did was I printed all of the scanned pages out and put them in chronological order. So
Yeah.
all the ones that were important. Okay, so I could see in there, in the documentation, the doctor notated what time full code was changed to do that
Oh
resuscitate.
man.
And then later on, it's 7.5 hours later, they say that they told him and that he seemed to accept it. Now I know Anthony.
Seemed?
There's no way in the world Anthony would ever accept
There's-
allowing his mother to die.
Seem is not a word I've ever heard in the medical field. That
So-
is not real.
So
Sue the fuck out of them.
and if you want to know more
I'm
about it,
fucking
go
crying right now. That's
Anthony
so
Carr.
sad, bro.
That's Anthony Carr
Oh
psychic.com
man.
and go and take a look at the information there. You will be shocked. You will find that it's revolting that they would do this. And so
I've been complaining about the healthcare for a minute.
I just want to help, and that's one of the things that I do. I've spent my whole life helping people.
That's the best way to go about it, though. You're just being real, being earthling. You're being an earthling. We're supposed to help other earthlings.
So but I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I have spent my whole life.
But that's a good thing.
Even as a kid, my mother was a very caring person, and I've always, can I help you with that? Can I help you with that? And that's what I want to do for the whole city, for 2.5 million people. I've been doing this for 1 and 2 and 3 people at a time.
Yep.
You know, and I always like to be that when I see the person wandering around looking like they're lost. Can I help you? Can I carry that for you? Can I do whatever? I think we need to encourage more people to do that.
Yeah.
We do.
I've told you before.
We do.
When I see somebody do something nice for somebody else, especially a young person,
We definitely do. We definitely
that was a really good thing you did. And people, somebody said, look at me in shock. What? Say, that was a really nice thing that you did.
The simplest thing, like for respect for the elders and all that, you know how certain young people, the door open and they just go through, right? Me, it's I can't help it. I have to open the door and go on through. You know,
hey,
sometimes
gentlemen
they say,
classes should be free. Add that to the
You-
curriculum too.
You know what I mean? I'm. It's in my name. That smallest thing there. It's called manners. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what I'm saying?
You just came up with a great
I
idea.
just said
You
a gentleman curriculum added to our current school
You,
system.
you know what?
I mean, fuck.
Tell you something.
Come on.
Even if we put it in the auspices
Yeah.
of theater arts
Even better.
in
Yeah.
grade 8, you know
Even
what?
better.
in grade 8 or grade 7 or whatever, put together little plays and things like that, and then have the younger grades come in and see them and see what's the polite way to do this, what's the right thing to do.
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be
That'd be
wouldn't that
dope.
be great? Because
Yeah, good
because it-
That'd be
etiquette.
dope because these little boys have no manners and these little girls are going bad.
Exactly.
So yeah, that'd be
And
perfect.
the thing is, check this out. I know that the parents supposed to be doing it. Yes, that's true. But sometimes the best example. Wait, let
it's
me
a
finish.
kid, man.
Sometimes the best example is to
It's a
see
kid.
another young
Child.
one doing
Another
it,
kid.
and they're
Exactly.
learning from them.
Yeah, man.
exactly, and that was that my
Yeah.
thought there was, if another kid is doing it, especially when it's a kid that's a little bit older than them,
That's
Yeah.
right.
and they look up to them. I know when I was driving the school bus, at one point, the kids that I had on my bus, I was busing them from downtown to a school up in the Jane and Sinclair area.
Okay.
And the reason why they were going there was that was their last chance to be in the regular school system before they get put into another school system
Elementary.
where they're
or
going to
middle
be
school.
under
Middle school.
much
Canada.
stricter conditions. I'm just
Yeah.
going to put it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
And so these are all kids that have acted out in classes. And I'm going to tell you, there are many people who drive school buses who really don't like driving the school bus, but they drive
Oh
it
my
because that's their
God.
option.
Yeah.
There's
It's
more than
unfortunate.
enough. Yeah, there's more than enough.
But I love driving the school bus. I had so much fun with them. When I drove younger kids, they had me doing voices for them like Mickey Mouse and,
Yeah.
"Ha kids. Yeah, my name is Mickey. Ha."
yeah,
And whoa, I'm goofy. Oh. stuff like that with the kids are.
Well, definitely. Once you become mayor, we could talk.
That's right.
Doing things
We
to
could
keep them
definitely talk.
interested.
Yeah,
so I'm going to
man.
tell you something.
I like
On
that.
this bus, one of the boys was a bit older than the rest of them, and I knew that he was going to be the one that the other kids are going to look up to.
Okay.
And what I did was very early on, I found out what he liked. He liked cars, and there were like music that he liked, right? So I would play the young station on the radio on my school in my school bus. Right? But anyway, and he was the one that I would say went because the bus driver's not supposed to touch the kids at all, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
So you can't put a seatbelt on them.
Yeah.
So how do you get the little kids in? So I'd say to him, hey, can you help me out, please? Could you put the seatbelt on that? Oh yeah, no problem. So he was always so good with me. And the other kids are watching, and they do. So I know that this works. The
It does.
Kids are watching.
It does.
Earlier, what I said.
It does.
Yes, the parents could do it. That's true. But the best experience and learning experience is to see another child or a little older doing something, and they're learning, and they say, hey, wait a minute. You know what I mean? This looks interesting, or I'm learning something. You know what I'm saying? Compared to, a teacher or somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, because you get the 6 and 7 year olds going, I'm not listening to the man.
That's right.
but if one of the kids who they're kind of looking up to, and the thing is, it goes two ways. If the kids are doing the wrong thing, then the little ones are going to be, and they're going to act up and do the same thing too.
They're going to always question and say, what are you doing? Like to the other kid, or what, what are you doing? Or what are you doing? You know what I mean? And they're questioning, they're inquisitive about it.
There's a difference between my age range and 20 years ago to 30 years ago, bro. Trust me on it. An 8-year-old in my age range back in my time, we knew how to hold the door open for somebody. We knew how to pull the chair out for a young lady. We knew. We had dances. We dressed. You see this generation right now? Ask a 9-year-old, what are you supposed to do for a young lady when she approaches the table? They're going to look at you with that.
Did you hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said earlier? They just, the door's there. I'm going through it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, someone's behind them. They're not opening up that door.
I mean, they have no etiquette, man.
I was going to ask you something.
Yeah.
And I hope that you won't take any offense.
None.
Did you have strong influence from a grandmother in your
life?
Yeah.
I'm a grandmother kid.
This is it.
I'm a grandmother kid.
Kids listen to the grandparents.
Damn right.
Sometimes they don't listen to the parents. But grandma and grandpa, same thing with music. I say this to people all the time.
Yeah.
You know what? Mom and dad's music is not cool, but grandma and grandpa's music?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I was listening. This is the stuff grandma and grandpa used to listen to. And there's an aspect that I'm wondering that there's some young people that may be looking at me and going, hey, this guy is kind of like in the age range of my grandpa.
Yeah.
And maybe they're listening to me a little bit because it's different from listening to the people.
It's wisdom. It's wisdom, man.
And I'm so glad to be that good, the good influence.
That's right. It's like this. Look, you might not listen to your mom or papa. I might listen to auntie, uncle. Yeah. You know what I mean? Bro, sis. You know what I mean? Yeah. Grandpa, grandma. But look, I'm already listening to y'all. I want to hear what the others are saying, because they're going to see and maybe judge me, and that's important to me. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. You're my parents. You're my parents. No matter what, you can't judge me. You're my parents.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm you.
That's right. I'm a reflection of you anyway. So, right? That's the way I'm looking at it.
Grandma and grandpa are cool.
Yeah,
it's a whole different.
Well, this is why I may be so uppity from the jab era to now, because it's like, to me, I see what's going on in Paris. I see what's going on in these other countries around the world, and I feel bad for our Canadian youth, because it's like they really don't have nothing else except crime. Like, that's fucking bad.
I'm definitely going to be mindful of this. Is once again about this whole thing about theater arts in grade 8.
Yeah,
and part of that should be that presentations are made for the younger kids.
Gentleman
that
etiquette.
Will deal with things so nicely, and
gentleman
having little
etiquette,
plays
man.
where where people actually. Okay, now I'm going to tell you another story.
Yeah.
Both my two youngest sons, that's Josh and Jonah.
Hotline.
Hotline. Big boss.
Hang on.
Wow. We got like 5.
Okay, I'm not going to say who you are, but it's nice to have you here on the air with us. Can I give you a call back in a little while? We're if you
In
go
about
and check,
15 minutes, you can call back.
About
We're
13
about
minutes.
to wrap up in
when-
2 minutes.
when you can go and check out on Instagram and,
Yeah,
and you'll see what we're broadcasting live. But I'll call you back, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much.
Dope. It sounds like Randy.
He is a great guy. He's a really, really great guy. Somebody who said to me early on in the campaign, and he won't get a chance maybe to log in immediately, but early on in the campaign said to me, I know you're not going to win, but I like the spirit that you have. I like the fact that you're driving forward to it anyhow. A couple months ago, he's going, you know what? I think you're probably going to do okay.
There's a great chance you'll be up there in the top 5.
A month ago, it's, you know what? You're gonna at least
do
get
this.
bronze, and I said silver. And yeah, okay, good. And then more recently, it's you have to win. You have to win. He knows, and I'll tell you, he is a person who's so concerned about people who may be homeless, people who have less. He's such a good person, and I'm not going to say his name because I know that he'll be embarrassed about that. But you know who I'm talking about.
We're going to get your name the next one.
No.
We're going to get the name the next one.
Name's not going to come up. So anyway,
we're going for
tell
it.
you about. So my two youngest sons, Josh and Jonah.
Yeah.
All my sons have J names. There's Jacob.
Okay.
Jason.
That's different.
Josh and Jonah.
Now, if your name was Benny, then I can understand all the J's.
Yeah.
But it starts with an L.
The name Joshua is from Joshua.
Joshua.
Right?
Ah.
So, and Jonah. Okay. And the funny thing is, so Jonah's mom and I won a trip to Thailand.
Okay.
We were part of the game show, and we won a trip to Thailand. And she was expecting at the time, and when she was there, all the women in Thailand think she's carrying twins.
Yeah.
You're just about to have the baby? No, that's 3 months from now. She was. So.
Messing with her confidence there, folks.
We had a joke about Jonah and the whale. Right?
Yeah. Jonah and the whale.
Anyway, we knew that his name was going to be Jonah. Anyway, so both Jonah and Josh.
I'm sorry.
Both Jonah and Josh went on there, and there's going to be some other people that are going to go, oh my, you didn't do that, did you? Both Jonah and Josh went on a date when they were 4 years old.
Okay.
And what we did was, so went to pick up the little girl, each case a little girl.
Yeah.
It was little girls that were being babysat by the same person.
Okay.
So they already knew each other.
Yeah.
Go and pick her up at her home.
Yeah.
You had to go to the door.
Yeah.
In both cases, go to the door and
present themselves politely. Hello, hi, I'm so and so.
Open the door to the car.
Yeah.
Close the door. Come around, sit.
Yeah.
Go get out. Open the door for a little girl.
Yeah.
Open the door into, because in both cases it was pizza.
Yeah.
I'm not doing an ad for pizza, but if you want to give me a slice of pizza, that's fine.
Send on us some pizza.
So open the door.
Yeah.
Pizza place.
Yeah.
Go to the counter. Ask her what she wants on the pizza.
Yeah.
Order the pizza. If possible, you take the chair out. Hold the chair for her as she sits down.
Yeah.
A little bit of a conversation. Oh, one thing I forgot.
Yeah.
In each case, they brought a rose.
Okay. Smooth.
Give a rose to the little
smooth.
Girl. Okay. And then they sat. They had the pizza and everything.
Yeah.
Asked, was there anything more that you like? What would you do next time? We already planned they were going to go bowling, so we went through the whole thing. And the bowling alley, this is at Jane Park Plaza.
Okay.
The bowling alley was in there, and so once again, opening the door, making sure that she has all the things, and then the same thing on the way home. And say, you make sure that she goes inside the door before you leave. You do not leave until she's inside the door, because if anybody ever asks you afterwards, You can say, I know she went in the door.
Yep.
I know that she went in the door, and I think that that's appropriate.
That
And,
is.
and both of them are very respectful
But
boys.
that's the whole thing. I wish kids could be like that. My sons, my daughter. Oh my God, I'm already like, if he's not like this and he's not doing that, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. Don't even bring him around here. His first introduction to me is gonna be the cement floor. Like, no. These are the things I need to check off. And I just seen it recently on the internet too. Some other lady, she was like, my daughter, her boyfriend just came, politely rang the doorbell, politely asked her, da da da. I told him she has some chores to do. He politely waited outside for her. You know what I mean? Got his umbrella out because it was raining, walked into the car, and it's like, yes, these are the little things that we need in society again, where interaction is normal. Like, God damn, we shouldn't be swiping left and swiping right. That should not be a normal thing.
And the thing is, if they treat the young ladies properly,
yes,
then they're also going to be respected, which means in the long run. So now you got not just the boy,
some young ladies
understands well, but the
and young
girl
men
also understands well what it's like to be treated respectfully.
Yeah.
And then so when you get some guy that's treating her disrespectfully,
she knows.
And they oh well, back to the attention thing.
Yeah.
Oh well, I got attention. No, you got bad attention.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll say to ladies, women, female, or anybody for that matter. You get some person who comes up and acts disrespectful to you, and don't leave them alone. Oh well, no, I don't want to. No, I don't want to, because some guys think that no, I don't want you just means ask me again.
Oh Lord.
The other thing I've thought was like, you just go, it's okay, thank you very much, and at least then they'll stop bothering you.
Wow, this has been one of those roller coaster type episodes. I ain't gonna lie, a little bit of eye chai, a little tears, a little mood, a little motion. I'm loving the energy, and I can't wait till you come back around for round 3. For the folks that are wondering why I didn't bother with the speed round, is because I wanted to make sure he felt comfortable more like a correspondent. You know what I mean?
The next time, I really want to take questions.
Oh yeah, definitely.
We can take questions.
Definitely. We're just gonna do a little.
Listen, people, he's a very important man. As you can see, he has calls coming through.
And we're ending it right now. Yo, Rasta, you know what I want to hear.
As usual, we appreciate him coming through.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up goods and all of that. But D2E here, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Please subscribe to his channel, people. Please follow him. See what he's doing for this city. You know what I'm saying? And all of that. You know what I mean? Instead of just asking questions, how about just looking and seeing what he's doing? Then ask the questions. You know what I mean?
Get in the comments.
Come and ask me in person.
That too.
I keep saying, I will be the accessible mayor. I'm the person that you can come and ask the question of, whether we're traveling on the TTC. That means that, whatever time my job starts at City Hall, I will have an hour before that and an hour after that where you have time where you can just come and talk to me. That's what I want to be.
He's pretty much saying he's going to be taking time to watch those DMs, people. He's going to be watching your DMs. Trust me, he's not going to be ignoring them like certain people in the past. All right? I'm just saying, I had to add that part.
Yeah, and so people are surprised sometimes about how quickly I answer. But they don't expect to get an answer 5 minutes after or almost immediately, and I do my best to keep up on it. Sometimes, I do have other things I'm having to do as well, but I try to get back to those things as quickly as possible. I would ask, please, I don't mind you going on there and asking me a question or being somewhat critical of what I'm doing, but please take the time to understand what I'm doing before you get and call me an idiot or, and I don't delete the comments. I don't block people.
I'm going to so be on that.
Some other people will not allow comments to be made, even unless it's part of
some goody two shoe cut. Yeah, that's bolstering.
Part of their inner circle. And
that's not real.
Yeah, and that's the way they're dealing with the other things. I don't mind if somebody says, "Hey, what you're doing doesn't make any sense to me. Explain it to me. Don't just say you're an idiot or you're a, put some label on me or something like
Yep.
that. People ask me, are you left or are you right? And my answer to that is no. Okay? It's straightforward. It's no. I'm in the middle. I believe that it's very important that from the left side of things that we need to support people.
Yep.
It's important.
Yep.
You know,
Facts.
any of us could be in that bad situation
Yep.
sometime and they need the help.
So
And I'll tell
true.
you that years ago, the recession, when we had the recession in the 70s, it was a gift to us because suddenly people started realizing that they had to rely on each other more than they
Yeah.
ever had to before. COVID as well. People
And there
realized
was
that
no
they had to
obesity.
they had to rely
No
on each other.
obesity. I remember them 70s. Yeah, no obesity. There was nobody who's over 300 fucking pounds.
Oh yes,
Crazy.
So-
That's another
Yeah.
story.
yeah. So
Another story for another pod.
yeah, we'll deal with that another time. But-
But finish what you're saying, man. Come on.
Now my train of thought is
Yeah, I know. Just
derailed.
thinking about the 70s and all those obese people. I know.
Yeah, so I mean, the big thing is that we need to be able to be helping each other and making
Working
life
together.
better for everybody else, and
Yeah.
that is what I want
Team
to
agree.
do. Oh, one thing I was going to mention was, and I know people have this. Some people still have this opinion of Rob Ford. Let's say very, very many people. I'm not one of them. I don't have addictions. I don't have any addictions, and I definitely will not be bribed. That's that I can tell you very much.
He was never bribed.
Well, let's just
we'll just say his brother protected him quite well. We'll just put it that way.
There's somebody who not that long ago or very recently was trying to say, we'll give you this money if you'll, and no, I'm not doing things for money. That's not what it's about.
It's about the
thing
people.
is, so I know that Rob Ford was exposed for the difficulties in his life, and I think it was very, very unfortunate because when he was at work, he did the good thing. So many people have said to me he answered the phone when people would call, and that he really, really cared about people. And I would like to be, and I say I don't have the background stuff to have to be concerned about it. I would like to be like that.
That's what I said to you before. You remind me of Counselor Ford. That's who you remind me of. Straight up. Answering the phones, finding the deficit of the cuts, this and that, unnecessary money being be treated in City Hall and all of that and everything.
Leisure time,
yes,
is leisure time. But I'm going to say it this way: the only reason why the world looks down on Rob Ford is the same reason why Kawhi left our Toronto Raptors. We do too much. Our journalists get all up in the butt crack for no reason, and we make that no reason the headline story for months at a time. That's the only time you'll ever see me side with Doug, is this sentence right there that I just said. That's it. But if we had maybe LA's dexterity when it comes to the media, or if we had New York's old-time journalist grit, get the facts, maybe people would not take a man's leisure and remember him for his leisure, and they should remember him for the work and the people, the amounts of people he helped.
See, and the thing is, the reason why all that got exposed as it did, it was not just the media. Unfortunately, they picked up on it. It's because there were people who didn't like the fact that they were losing their advantages.
Yep.
And they wanted to make sure that he was no longer part of the picture.
Yeah.
And I think it was terrible.
Very.
But you know what? If he'd been able to run again, he would have been elected again for
100%.
a second term.
100%.
It's very, very, very. And anybody I've ever talked to that met him, and I think there's some video where he gets upset about something, but he was under so much pressure at that point.
Yeah.
That pressure that was not necessary. Pressure that was definitely was rude and was offensive. That kind of pressure that was going on. He was a good person. And I will be the person that answers the phone And if I'm not there, I will have somebody else who's answering the phone. It should never go to an answering machine unless everybody's busy. But it's not just the standard. Everything goes to the answering machine.
I remember this first year as Mayor Ford. I remember my uncle and me were driving by his house to go drop off a vehicle, and there was people standing on people's shoulders trying to take pictures of this man and his family. And you know what my uncle suggested? He's like, we should just run those people over. And I was like, but this is the customer's car, Uncle. He's like, yeah, good. You're right. Let's drop the car off. And then he just wound down the window. And I don't know. He said some things in Jamaican that the guy that was on top fell down.
Oh,
so we had a good laugh while we were driving to drop off the vehicle. But yeah, as mayor, that was one of the first things I remember, because I was like, yo, will he ever be back on breakfast television talking to the people again? Like, is that ever gonna happen again? And once he became mayor, and that was like, man, I miss you.
He was everywhere.
He was dope.
He was everywhere.
He was dope.
Like you say, leisure time. I don't think that he took.
I don't think he had any leisure time either.
He was just there, and he was just so happy to do things for people.
People, yeah.
And I'm telling you, this is the person I want to be.
And I think if you follow that route of just being able to be reached out to, answer and reply back, I think that's probably the best thing for Toronto at this point in time, officially.
Yep. We've gone over the time, and
listen,
that person
Ross, you got to end this out right now.
That call, but yo, we appreciate you coming through.
Thank you very much.
And this ain't the last for it. You know what I'm saying? Straight up goods. D2E Network here appreciates you. CM8 ATV appreciates you here. Please
100%.
subscribe to all the channels. Please follow him. Please
on all platforms.
On all the platforms
Sanders
here.
for Mayor. Sanders SANDERS for the number 4 mayor.ca, or Sanders for Mayor on, let's see, on Facebook, on Instagram. If you're
on
going
all
on TikTok,
socials,
it's Sanders2172. That's Sanders2172. And I accidentally one time typed
2172.
Yeah, 2172. I accidentally one time typed in Sanders2171, and I went, something happened to my account, so I recreated it. So Sanders2171 is a place where I'm going to just put some stuff that QWERTY says, no, don't put that up on your.
At least you'll have something else that you can do. But you know what I mean.
And I want to say thank you to many people who are trying to help here, including After 6 Media. He's posting, he's picking up things and posting.
Big up
to that.
And
he's a real one. We rate him.
But we rate everybody. We're rating everybody for following. You know what I mean? Please subscribe to him, and please subscribe to all the channels. Please.
Thank you
for tuning in. We all about to win 2026. We all up in the mix. We're gonna end it like this. This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message nationwide.
Yeah, absolutely.